Touchdown, Trojans!
Unbelievable! And a very good evening from Magnolia Park in Rohnert Park. I'm Griffin Epstein. We've got a key play here as the ball is popped up and caught at second. We are a little late to the party, but what a party it is, and you haven't missed too much so far. From the bottom of the first here between Rohnert Park and Rancho Cotate and Petaluma, here in Rohnert Park at historic M Park. And the bases are loaded. Now 1 out in the inning, bottom of the first, no score. As the Cougars have gotten 3 straight base hits and some dinky base hits, but they found a way to load the bases against Mandy O'Keefe, the Trojan ace. An emotional evening for her, first start since the death of her father. And Petaluma trying to get revenge on the Cougars. They've lost twice this season, both in the Napa tournament a couple weeks ago. Rancho hoping to make it 3 in a row in this historic Friday night lights game. That's always so fun. And this is the rubber match of the last 2 years. Last 2 years that these teams have played, they've both been blowouts going opposite ways. Rancho blew out Petaluma 2 years ago, and Petaluma did the opposite last year. I feel like we're going to finally have a close game here tonight. This is popped up into foul territory. Smith dives and just out of her reach. What an effort by India Smith. She always leaves it all out on the turf. She came right into your living room too. An exceptional effort by Smith. She wants this so bad. She's already been encouraging on O'Keefe to try to get this out and try to get every out, working in trouble against this so talented Cougar team. It's 0-1 and the base is still loaded. Can O'Keefe get out of the jam? Just misses. Both games these teams have played so far have been low scoring, and O'Keefe's pitched both. Kaylee Drake, the Rancho pitcher, has been dominant all year. No one's been able to hit her across Sonoma County, including Petaluma for the most part. This is popped up, and the catch is made at second. Kylie Pate. 2 infield pop-ups, and suddenly the Rancho looked like they had a big threat. O'Keefe might just be able to get out of this. This historic game, annual, Friday night, under the lights at M Park. It's always a packed crowd, so fun. And it means so much for these players, and the 2 titans of softball mean a little bit more this year. These are the 2 best teams in Sonoma County in softball. Rancho has already clinched the NBL Oak title for softball. Petaluma with 2 more victories will clinch the BVAL title. 2 champs may be going at it. That is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. O'Keefe, the junior, pitched in this game last year, and she was brilliant. And she pitched it sick, too. That ball hits the Cougar. That's a painful way for the first run to come in. And it makes it 1-0 Rancho. Got away from O'Keefe. But still, Petaluma just needs 1 out. Every run's so vital, though. First time these teams played 2-1. It was tied 1-1 going into the 7th. Rancho walked it off. Ground ball slowly to Bless. She's got to hurry. She's out just barely. Nice play by Bless. This infield rolls slowly, and Petaluma gets out of the inning with only 1 allowed. Top of the second here from Magnolia Park in beautiful Rohnert Park on a beautiful Friday evening for Friday Night Lights. As Kaylee Drake's first pitch is in there for a strike. The senior ace for Rancho. She's pitched nearly their entire season, and she has been dominant. Trojans went down in short order in the first, and that's why these games have been low scoring. They have to be. Smith's a talented hitter, but she's going to ground out softly to first there. Drake will go pro, or at least to college, the way she's pitched. She's actually a junior. She's 15-1 on the year with a 1.42 ERA. In 20 appearances, 118 pitches, and batters only reach against her 22% of the time. It's pretty dominant. Big swing and a miss. Kylie Pate swings through it. Another Trojan senior playing her final Friday Night Lights game in Rohnert Park. Another big swing and a miss. There's so much speed on this ball by Drake. You gotta find a way to try to catch up to it, and it is challenging. put such terrific velocity behind it, and Pate just couldn't catch up to it. Trojans were able to get a couple runs off her, though, in the Napa tournament. The second time around they played, Petaluma led 3-1 going into the 6th. Rancho put 2 runs on them in the 6th and then walked it off in the 7th. They've had some painful losses this year to the Cougars. These two were rivals, no doubt. Finally trying to make it different as Mandy O'Keefe digs in. Made her debut yesterday after losing her father, Coach Sean O'Keefe, last week. It's been such an emotional week for her and her sister Mallory. She fouls it off, but now in this big game, starting in the center circle, a big assignment for O'Keefe, but she came in yesterday against Justin Sienna, pitched 3 innings, took care of business, showed that she is all right mentally, she can do this. She takes low, and it's 1-2. Petaluma's gonna have to make Kaylee Drake work. Such a talented pitcher. She's gonna have to get tired, worn down, and make some mistakes. And O'Keefe fouls it off again. Nice battle here by this junior. Just fighting out here, staying alive. O'Keefe's pretty good with the bat as well, hitting .367 on the year. The 2-2 from Drake. This is chopped into left. Nice catch made at second. And that will retire the side. Trojans go quickly in the top of the 2nd, still looking for their first hit on Drake. As we go to the bottom of the 2nd, it's Rancho 1, Petaluma 0. Bottom of the 2nd, second time out there for O'Keefe. Been a up and down season for O'Keefe pitching. She's had some low points, but when she's on her stuff, she's dominant. The Rancho dugout, very noisy, very loud. Certainly a distraction for O'Keefe. She's 7-2 on the season as that's in there for a strike. A 3.84 ERA, and her 10th game started. 62 innings pitched. She's been a workhorse. Popped up foul and off the fence. 1-2 to the Cougar batter. They got synchronized clapping and chanting back there. Pretty impressive by Rancho. They're 17-3 for a reason. One of those losses was a forfeit loss to Windsor on a weird ruling I'm not going to get into.
Does he not know it?
It's complicated.
No, they hit balls pregame. They hit overhand toss pregame against Windsor. Rancho softball.
Sam and Joe Brown and Michael Barabald alongside me here at M Park. This one is crushed to third. What a play by Mallory. My goodness. I don't believe she's a freshman. Fielded that one like a big leaguer and didn't even smile after. 1 out. Well, the Trojans are going to have to be skilled tonight against Rancho Cotate with the senior class on the Cougars. This team is ready for revenge after last year and ready for the season sweep. Popped up out of play and foul. Trojans have, oh, I lost my mic. I got so excited there I lost my mic, but now you're able to hear me again. That misses outside, and it's 1-1. Trojans have been on a roll of late. In fact, they haven't lost since they played Rancho. 4 wins in a row, including wins Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday coming into this week. They have been very comfortable and very dominant, in fact. Only the first one close against Sonoma, and they've hit the ball well, but they haven't faced anything like Drake since that 2-1 loss 2 weeks ago. 3-1 the count from O'Keefe. Nobody on, 1 out. Hard hit ball, that's past Bless and a base hit. So Rancho is on here in the 2nd with 1 out. It's Faith Sincera, the shortstop, gets things going for Tracy Paio Guerrero's squad. These Cougars have been a long-time powerhouse with Petaluma, and that's why they have this game every year. have that Friday Night Lights affair between two of the best teams in Sonoma County. Just a lot of fun. And the crowds are always massive for this one. Swinging, awkward bunt. It goes off the glove of O'Keefe, and everyone's safe. What an awkward swing, but the ball took an awkward bounce, and Kayla Nixon could not handle it. Or Kayla Nixon, I mean, reaches. O'Keefe couldn't handle it. Had a spectacular play to retire the out, but not that time. So O'Keefe at third, Blessed short, Pate at second, and Ayers at first. Wyan behind the plate catching. This ball's popped up. O'Keefe racing over, but it hits off the fence. In the outfield for Petaluma tonight, it's India, Smith in right, Kaylee Wyan in center, and Camo Sobel, who's been playing well lately, in left. Another swinging bunt. That ball's fair, and she will be safe again. Oh, the Rancho's just trying to play small ball right now and attack the freshman on the diamond, and it's starting to work. Saw a lot of little bloopers in that first inning, able to find base hits on this very slow-moving diamond. They wetted it down before the game to Rancho's advantage. It is their home turf. So bases are loaded again, this time with one out. O'Keefe got out of it in the first, only giving up one run. It's not going to be easy here to do it again. Tatum Maturina, the sophomore's batting .448 on the season. She takes outside, and it's 1-0. Oh, it's hard for O'Keefe. Ever since this game started, she's been pitching with her hair on fire. Runners constantly on base. And Rancho making so much noise, so much pressure on this. And it's her first big outing since she's been through more than any of us can imagine. This is popped sky high in the air. And it's over the head of everyone, including Joe Brown. Petaluma baseball coming off a senior night victory earlier this evening against Justin Siena. The reason we're a little late to the party tonight. The Trojans, just like their softball counterparts, now 2 wins away from a VVAL title. The 2-2. Another awkward swinging grounder. Did O'Keefe catch it? Yes, she did, without it bouncing. Well, everything's been about Mallory O'Keefe so far in this inning. And there's 2 down. An active inning at the hot corner as Michaela Barnes, the senior, digs in. Part of over half the Cougars that are seniors. Hard hit ball, nicely gloved and out. What a play by Kylie Pate. This Trojan defense has had to be stout early, and they are holding on. Things have gotten ugly the last couple times these teams have played on both sides, but so far the Trojans and the Cougars holding things together. 1-0 at the end of 2. Rancho Cotate, if you count the forfeit loss as a win, which actually won the game 3-1, but had to forfeit it due to some, again, weird shenanigans before the game with warm-ups. They beat Windsor 3-1 in that game. You count that, they've won 17 games in a row. They lost 2 out of their first 3 in non-league at the start of the season, and since then they've been virtually unstoppable. Lost to San Marin and Newark, 2 powerhouses. Haven't lost a real game in MBL, and even if you count that Windsor game as a loss, they've only lost 15. That's in there for a strike to Cami Ayers. Trojans still looking for their first base runner of this game against Kaylee Drake, the best pitcher in Sonoma County. Ayers takes low. Petaluma's gonna have to be patient. Let Drake run up her pitches and find a good pitch, but it's gonna take time. Swing and a miss at the high cheese. No, I'm sorry, she was hit. Hit in the hand. A little obstructed by the first base coach there, but it nicked her. I think it nicked her while she was swinging too. But Ayers reaches. Trojans have their first base runner. We'll take it. And 1 on, nobody out. They got the leadoff runner on. A good start. Trojans try to lay down the bunt. He goes over the head of the first baseman. Ayers down to second safely. It kind of worked out for Petaluma in the end as Teresa McGoffney did not lay down the best of her bunts, but it went right over first baseman Reese Rasmussen's head. And Rancho was obliged just to get the one out. If she caught that, it was going to be a double play. O'Keefe tries to lay down a bunt, but that doesn't work. It's hard. Bottom of the order here, O'Keefe's a freshman going up against the heat and the pinpoint control of Kaylee Drake. As a helicopter flies overhead here at Magnolia Park. Nudged in beautiful community Roner Park. That's a good bunt laid down by O'Keefe. She's unable to run it out, but they get errors to third. And kind of the strategy here by manager Kurt Jenstow, get your bottom of the order to lay down some bunts, advance the runner that you got on kind of a lucky hit batter, and get your best hitter on the team, her India Smith and Rachel Bless up, and try to tie this game. Every run is so vital. This is gonna be low scoring. Kaylee Drake doesn't give up runs. This bat matters a lot as Bless takes a strike one. Bless hitting .433 on the year, 29 hits and 27 runs, and she's batted in 19. The SCL Player of the Year last year as a freshman. Takes outside. We're trying to get the right angle so you can see the batter, but the first base coach for Petaluma is not wanting to cooperate. He is moving a lot. So the 1-1, excuse me. And Bless will step out of the box. Worked so hard to be here. She has so much natural talent, but I think similar to Drake. These are two of the best softball players in the area, and they work hard. It's so hard even though they have natural talent because they want to be better. They love this sport. Bless fouls it straight back, but that means she's right there. 1-2 in the hole. She's got to shorten up her approach. Ayers is speedy and intuitive at third. Anything that falls should score her. Ground ball bobbled by Drake, and she makes the throw. She can play defense as well. Hard play right back to the pitcher. But after the Trojans get the leadoff runner on, they are unable to score. On to the bottom of the third we go. It's Rancho 1, Petaluma nothing. The team meets around Mandy Keefe in the infield. They're still wearing their orange hair ties to honor Sean O'Keefe, the father of Mallory and Mandy, who passed away with cancer last Thursday. Petaluma's games were canceled last Thursday and Friday. Casa game was rescheduled to this week, so that's why they had 4 games in 4 days, and then they play American Canyon, the other rescheduled game on next Monday. Not only days off, 4 games in a row this week, and then 2 next week after just 2 days off. Then they'll get a week off until NCS, where depending on this game, it's really going to depend where they're placed. This one is ripped into center, and it will roll all the way to the wall. Into second safely with a double. A big swing by Kaylee Drake. She can do it with the bat as well. My goodness, she is talented. This outfield for Petaluma is experienced and very good, especially in right center with Smith and Wyan. Both been on varsity for 3 and 4 years respectively, but no one could run that down. So Drake at second, nobody out, and O'Keefe once again working under pressure. It has just been a constant. Misses. Want to know, bottom of the third, Rancho leads 1-0 on a hit batter with the bases loaded. O'Keefe was so close to getting out of that first inning with the bases loaded. 2 infield pop-ups she forced, but then just hit a batter on a weird pitch before getting out of it. And that run could come back to bite Petaluma. Misses high. It's 2-1. Beautiful Friday night evening that's turning into dusk. as the sun is set and the lights fully coming into effect. You don't play a lot of softball games under the lights. Mostly play in the day, which makes this extra special on a Friday night. What a play by O'Keefe getting up. They try to double off Drake, and she just gets back in time. Athletic play by Mandy O'Keefe in the center circle to go up and get that one. Well, the level of softball in this game so far has been of the highest level. There's a reason these two teams are the best in the area. It's been fun so far. The energy has been high as always. Snack shack back there. So many students come out to this one. They understand it. And Petaluma and Rancho, kind of a mini rivalry. Schools are only separated by about 20 minutes. Two and 0, one down. It's a dangerous lineup throughout for Rancho. This is Talia Guerrero, who's there's half-sisters for Tracy, the manager, Tracy Payu Guerrero. She has Talia Guerrero on the team, along with her sister, younger sister, Tiara Guerrero. And she walks Guerrero. So 2 on now. Showing these home whites, bright white jerseys, and the road blacks. Rancho got so close last inning to extending the lead, loading the bases. Bless will fire to third to get the force. So smooth as an infielder. And she's never frazzled. This infield has held it together. Petaluma 2 years ago kind of fell apart against a really good Rancho team. You've got to hold things together and stay calm. In a rowdy situation, the Trojans have done that so far. First pitch swinging and foul. 0-1 the count. 6 seniors on the Cougars, almost entirely upperclassmen, just 2 underclassmen. Just missed. Closest game that Rancho has played in the last 2 months. They haven't lost since February. It was the 2-1 and 4-3 victories over Petaluma in the Napa tournament. They rolled through the MBL Oak. Had no problem with Annalee yesterday, a 5-1 victory, and beat up Ukiah earlier this week, 9-0. Nice pitch on the outside corner by O'Keefe. It's 2-2. Starting to paint her spots and get it to a rhythm. That misses high. 3-2, a full count and a big one with runners at first and second and 2 down. Trojans need to keep this close because Kaylee Drake you just can't put a big number on her. Trojans had success in the past against her. They've snuck across a couple runs. Rancho will ride her the whole way. She's pitched 118 innings. Only 2 other pitchers have pitched for Rancho, and it's been sparingly as that misses high. Bases are loaded, third straight inning. Well, this looks similar to the baseball game before. Petaluma kept on putting pressure on Justin Sienna and loading the bases. However, there, Petaluma was able to grab a bunch of runs each inning. Not the case yet here, just 1 scraped across by Rancho. Can O'Keefe do a Houdini act again? Big swing and a miss, the high heat from O'Keefe. Kayla Nixon, the junior, batting. The #1 overall seed is projected by Max Preps as Rancho. Petaluma is 3. Benicia divides them right now. The Trojans with a victory tonight could move up to that 1 seed. Either way, a victory is huge to assert their spot atop NCS and get a big seed. As this is a hard hit ball, Smith calling off everyone and making the catch. Excellent communication by the senior captain, and the Trojans again get out of it. staying alive just barely, but doing just that. On we go to the fourth. It's Rancho Cotate 1, Petaluma nothing. Part of the order for Petaluma. 2, 3, 4, starting with Kaylee Wind. Lays down a bunt, and it just rolled foul. It would have been perfect. It was sitting right there, barely moving, but it just kicked up a tiny bit of chalk. Trojans trying to give Rancho a taste of their own medicine. Cougars have done that a couple times, and they got a run out of that. So Wyan twins aren't afraid to hit. Emma Wyan batting .429 on the team. That's second, only behind India Smith. Wyan fouls it off. The twin sister with Kaylee. Emma Wyan, 16 runs on the year, 27 hits and 20 batted in. She also has 2 home runs. Lots of firepower in the Trojan lineup. Coming off their senior day yesterday where they honored Kylie Pate, India Smith. Battles again, and I think Drake, could be mistaken, but I think she's got a little wristband with some pitches on it, kind of like a football quarterback to decide what she's doing. See if she takes a look at it again. She takes a brief look at it, and the pitch caught the outside corner. Wyan strikes out. Oh, that is hard. Pinpointing it like that, nothing you can do. So 1 down. And here comes the other Wyan twin. It's Kaylee now. .377 batting average. And this is outside. Trojans need to get in the count. And Drake will get a little less aggressive with her pitches and give Petaluma some pitches to hit. Very different than yesterday on senior day, and Petaluma beat up Justin Sieno. Pitcher couldn't even get balls in. That speed and dive and dip and dart. That's Division I college like by Drake. That's so hard to handle. 1-1. You can see the Trojans have had a hard time catching up with Drake, and this is still the 3rd time they've seen her. Just misses Wyan's shoulder. It's the only base runner Petaluma's had. Camillere's hit last inning. Hard hit ball, and this is fair down the line. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Wyan hustling around to second with a double, and Petaluma has their first hit of the day. Proves they can get the monkey off the back. As Wyan found a pitch ahead in the count, and she crushed that one all the way to the wall. Well, Trojans put 4 runs off Drake the first time these teams played. They know they can do it. No more pressure than this, and they're angry. They want this so bad. Senior captain India Smith now. The runner in scoring position, and Smith takes a first pitch ball. Top 4, Rancho 1, Petaluma 0 in the Friday Night Lights game, an annual tradition here at M Park in Rohnert Park. Just about a couple miles from the Cougars campus. This one is hit hard up the middle. Wyan will come around. Here comes the throw. Safe. And we've got a tie ball game. Smith down to second. An RBI double for India Smith. And she's tied it up. Back-to-back base hits for Petaluma. As second time around, they're getting to Drake. Quiets the Rancho crowd, and the Trojans are in this game. Felt like Rancho was controlling it. Every inning was a battle. But even though Rancho has dominated the first 3 innings, Petaluma's tied it up. That's all you need. All that's what's on the scoreboard really matters. Pate takes one outside. She swung and missed it 3 pitches the first time up, but now you see them a second time look a little bit more human, especially when your teammates just had back-to-back knocks. That misses high. Drake a little rattled. Trojans hitting .362 overall as a team. They reach base 41% of the time. The 2-0. Pate just got a piece of it. Trojans just hit their 37th and 38th doubles of the season, too. This team will hit for power. Misses inside. 3-1. Drake takes the deep breath, slows down. Against the senior Pate, playing her final game, and swing and a miss, she strikes out. Well, good battle nonetheless. Again, you gotta make it work no matter what. That's what's important. So 2 down, and here comes O'Keefe for a second time to the plate. Smith still at second. Would give Petaluma the lead on a base hit. She would need to hit something pretty decent. O'Keefe is not the fastest. O'Keefe just got a piece of it, fouled it off, so it rolls foul. Final game of the regular season for Rancho Cotate. They go into the NBL tournament next weekend, or next week. 4-team tournament. VVL deciding not to do that this year. I'd love for them to do that next year, especially as O'Keefe takes high the VVL standings, and there's 4 teams that were yesterday going in tied. Would have really been a terrific tournament. Unfortunately, decided not to do that. It's just going to be decided on the diamond. Swing and a miss by O'Keefe, but the Trojans get a massive run to tie things up. The India Smith RBI scores Wyand, and the Trojans and the Cougars all knotted as one as we head to the bottom of the 4th. 4th inning of work for O'Keefe. All 3 innings, the bases have gotten loaded, and yet she has limited it to just 1 run. Remarkable, magical act so far to get out of anything, and now has to give her some confidence. Her teammates pick her up, and it's a tie ball game. All of that momentum that Rancho got sat from the drain. Or down the drain, I should say. So that bounces low. 2-1 on the lefty for the Cougars. They don't have many of them. That's Kennedy Akin, the junior. Swinging chopper. 1 down. Trojan defense has been superb. Only the 1 bobble by O'Keefe in the 2nd, but besides that, the Trojans made some exceptional plays. This team, fielding-wise, is really terrific, if not near and perfect. Mallory O'Keefe is the 1 weak spot on the defense, and Rancho's seen Petaluma enough to know that. Petaluma has just 16 errors on the season. I've seen last year that wasn't a good fielding team. That misses low. Trojans had 24 errors as a team last year and only a .730 fielding percentage. Really improved that this year, even with the loss of many seniors from last year. This is high. O'Keefe's quickly behind. 2-0 on Tatum Matorina. The best hitter on the Cougars, the sophomore, batting .448. Drives this one into the gap in left center and rolling to the wall. Maturina's fast, and she gets into second standing up. A double for Tatum Maturina, and with 1 out, the Cougars are back in business in the 4th. Well, O'Keefe's proven that she's not afraid to work with the trouble, so she'll have to do that again. Here's Michaela Barnes, the senior. 7 seniors on the Cougs. Tries to lay down a bunt. It rolls foul. Smart play, though. They can get Maturina to third, and she's speedy. Any comfortably hit sac fly on the outfield should score her. And a stoppage, and I think there's some words with the third base coach for the Cougars. See if they'll try a bunt again. The Trojans have to be ready and alert for that. Well, the wisest play is to try to lay down a bunt on the third base side, and Maturina tried it and going to third. That's going to be it's very challenging communication-wise. something you're not going to practice a lot. Tries to lay down the bunt. The Trojans come in. O'Keefe had to verge off into the Rancho dugout because she was going to run into home plate. She was so ready for it. But it's a ball, and instead, it's 1-1. This time it is a bunt down the third base side, and the Trojans will just get the out at first. Monterina goes to third, exactly what you want if you're Rancho. Work to perfection. Team that hits .337. They're speedy as well on the bases, 31 stolen bases this year. But it's the ERA mainly of Kaylee Drake. She's 3/4 of their pitching staff, but a 1.16 ERA as a staff. And there for a strike. There's the score up in this little scoreboard up top. That's really testing my eyes. I just went to the eye doctor, so I think I'm all right. And this is outside to Kaylee Drake, who hit a double just last inning. Already her third plate appearance. Hard hit ball. This will score the run if it's not dropped. It is, but it's an out. Oh my. The Trojan fans almost falling off their seat. Pressure play was a rush throw from Pate, and Ayers luckily able to pick it up just in time for the quickly moving Drake. And once again, Petaluma gets out of things. On we go to the fifth. This has been a good one so far. We're all knotted at 1. All knotted up here at M Park. Rancho and Petaluma. Cougars got their run in the first inning, a hit batter after they loaded the bases with no outs. O'Keefe so close to getting out of it, but 1 run on the hit batter. Second and third innings, they loaded the bases again. O'Keefe got out of it. And then the top fourth, Kaylee Wine, a massive double. And then it was India Smith who got the big hit to bring her home. And all knotted at 1. O'Keefe doing a yeoman's work to get out of issues so far and keep Petaluma in this game. Yo, 1 from Drake. Swing and a miss. Cami Ayers 0 for 1 today, the junior, also varsity basketball player, lost to Rancho here in their season opener. Some revenge looking for that too. Bubbly personality. She swings and drives this one down the line. It will just go foul right in front of me. She's got to find ways to get bat on ball against the talented pitcher of Drake. Trojans, after their senior day yesterday, they had some cake, and Ayers was having some fun. She was running around and throwing cake at anyone's face she could. It was a fun celebration, a fun way to, I think, get out all the stress they'd been under, too, the last 3 days, 3 games in 3 days. Been working on a lot of team bonding, all the emotions they've been through the last week and 2. And it's been an up-and-down season overall, too, to make things worse. Ayers is keyed up and does not like that call. Gives the umpire word of her mind. 1 down. Trojans have started the year so well. This team really looks special early. 6 straight victories, including a remarkable 8-7 comeback over Napa, where they came back not once, not twice, but 3 times to knock off the Grizzlies. But as Magachi takes high, who's DHing. Petaluma lost its next game to American Canyon, shut out by star pitcher Lisa Bolton, who will probably be the V-Vol player of the year. This one is driven high into the air, and the catch is made and right. 2 down, and Drake rolling along so far here in the 5th, but all it takes is a hit. Bottom of the order, and Mallory O'Keefe. Petaluma, suddenly they really went into a slump. Were blown out by Sonoma Valley. They just didn't have it. And after 2 straight wins, including a really nice 8-1 victory over Vintage, who they're currently tied with atop BVAL, along with Napa, they got killed by Napa right before the Napa tournament. They've had just a couple games this year where they really haven't had it. But for the most part, they've been consistent, win to the Napa tournament, beat everyone except for these Cougars, and since then they haven't lost. Through the death of Sean O'Keefe, who wasn't just the father of the O'Keefes, but also a coach for so many of these players and so many past players, and the outpouring of support for him. Yesterday after the game, had the O'Keefes and their mother come on out to be honored after the senior ceremony. There were no words said. Everyone just had a moment of silence. It was emotional. The passing of someone too young, but this team is using it and they're playing for him. That's what they said yesterday when we talked to this team. Camo Sobel, we're playing for Sean O'Keefe. He's in our hearts. Takes outside. Big swing and a miss by O'Keefe. Ball gets away. Throw is made. 1, 2, 3 goes the bottom of the order for Petaluma. And we move on to the bottom of the 5th. This has been a quick moving game, but a good one. Well played, and it's coming down to the latter stages. We're all knotted at 1. Bottom of the 5th, all knotted at 1 here from M Park. The night is fully descended. It's dark. And the lights are on. Friday night lights in softball. First place in all the North Coast Section Division 2 against third place in all the North Coast Section. 2 titans of softball in Sonoma County. And they've been the 2 best teams in softball this year. This one's popped sky high into the air, and Smith racing on into Trojan fans, but unable to run it down. Smith runs down everything. So 0-1. Petaluma had some history with NCS, as is Rancho. Both teams former NCS champions. Petaluma hasn't won, though, since 2011. It's been some time. In some ways, this game tonight is the start of NCS for them. Luckily, it's not single elimination just yet. It will be starting May 14th when they go into NCS for real, but they could very well see Rancho again at some point. Semis or finals. What a catch! Sobel running in, and she continues to impress. Camo Sobel on the lip of the grass, a running catch. She had 2 spectacular plays yesterday, and she continues her brilliant fielding. Talked to her after the game, very eloquent about the whole situation with this team and everything they've been through. First pitch strike from O'Keefe. Petaluma, 5-time NCS champions, but their longest drought since Kurt Janstow took over as manager. 18 years ago, his 18th year, and this has been a tradition for a long time. Petaluma built on tradition, and that's their, well, a lot of praise credit their success to. Their tradition, their routines, and it allows them to stay calm in a moment like this. 2-1 the count. And it misses high. O'Keefe's had good control for the majority of this game, but she's fallen behind Talia Guerrero, who already walked once today. That one's in there for a strike. Guerrero threw her bat away, expecting to walk down to first, but not so fast. Full count. O'Keefe has not had one easy inning. It would be a big morale booster if she can get out of something clean. Swinging ball again to Sobel, and she makes another nice catch. Camo Sobel is certainly not blending into anything right now. She's shining like a diamond out in left field. 2 down, and the Trojans are 1 out away from their first 1-2-3 inning. But they're going to have to go through big number 16, Paige Shinsera first, who's got all sorts of pop. This Rancho team's hit 8 home runs over the course of the season. And Shinsera drives this one high into the air, but she got under it. Wyan makes the catch, and 1, 2, 3, the Cougars go. Finally, O'Keefe has an easy inning. Has to be great relief to her. Petaluma settled in. We have quite a finish here from M Park. We knew we'd finally get a close one between these two. Can the Trojans finally defeat Rancho and just get a massive victory for so many reasons? We move on to the 6th. Oh, knotted at 1. Top of the order, and Bless. Cio Guerrero, Cougars manager, yells, good hitter with power. That's certainly one thing Bless can do. The spectacular sophomore, one of the best players on the field, and that's saying a lot. One of the few players that will probably go to a college as strong as Kaylee Drake, who's in the center circle. Good chance both of them can pick where they want to go. This one's slicing foul and out of play. Bless has had a spectacular year, 6 home runs, including 2 home runs against Casa Grande, the Trojans' 8-4 win over their rivals on Wednesday. She had 2 home runs at the Napa tournament as well. She's been on a tear of late. She was 3 for 3 against Casa, 2 for 3 yesterday against Justin Sierra. That one misses, 1-1. Packed stands, lawn chair set up. Good 300 people probably packing these grounds at Magnolia Park. As Bless is behind 0-2. Goes low. Last year she was first on the team in runs, hits, RBIs, and slugging percentage. Guess what? She's first on the team in all those again. With the exception of average, which is India Smith, who's Coach Kirk Jatsdale calls the best hitter in Sonoma County. And you can see why, her big clutch piece of hitting to tie up this game. She's come through in the clutch day after day. She did against Casa last week, and the Trojans 1-0 victory, had the winning RBI. Bless takes low, and she's worked it to 2-2. The patience is what Petaluma needs. Trojans have American Canyon on Monday, Vintage on Tuesday to decide a VVAL title. Big swing and a miss by Bless. Tried to catch up to it, but she couldn't. And there's one down, a hard fought out for Drake, but at least it was hard fought. Kaylee Wyan strides to the plate. She's 0 for 2 today. It's the 3rd time around for this Trojan order. Drake takes a look at her wristband, decides on the pitch, doesn't confer with the catcher, and Wyan fouls it off. It's a unique system the Cougars have, but boy, it is working of late. They have been unstoppable with a capital U. Big swing and a miss by Wyan. When Drake has just gone pure gas, it's been very hard for Petaluma to catch up with. Misses outside, and it's 1-2. American Canyon lost to Vintage yesterday, so Vintage and Napa and Petaluma in a 3-way tie right now for first place. As this one is hit hard into left, and it falls for a base hit. Wyan on her way to second with a stand-up double. Kaylee Wyan notches a double, and the Trojans in business again in the 6th. An exceptional piece of hitting from Wyan, shortening her swing and finding an opening in this terrifically coached Rancho defense. So now Kaylee, after Emma gets the big hit, and Kaylee already launched a double down the line 2 innings ago and came around to score the lone run for Petaluma. Misses outside. Well, Drake has definitely gone tired over the course of this game, her 2nd game in 2 days, and wasn't expected. This game was rescheduled from 3 weeks ago, as it's pumped up and will stay in play. The catch is not made, though. Wyan raises her hands and cheers. She gets a reprieve. It was foul, but just dropped on an awkward play near the fence by the Cougars' 3rd baseman. I want us to feel good for about it. You get a second opportunity, you're going to take advantage of that more times than not. Danger time now for Drake. Ground ball, foul. Game was scheduled for 3 Fridays ago, but it's still been so much rain. Even though it was sunny that day, the field just wasn't ready. It was still too wet, puddles, and the very wet early spring we had here in the Bay Area. I do a lot of rescheduling baseball and softball, including this one. They moved this one back 30 minutes to make sure it was truly mostly played under the lights. A 1-2, popped sky high into the air, an awkward position, and it's dropped! So, Wyand, Kaylee that is, or Emma that is, excuse me, stays at second. She never moved, expecting it to be caught. And Emma goes to first, reaches on the air. As soon as that ball was hit, you knew it was an awkward spot. It was right in that no man's land triangle. All three players converged, didn't communicate well, and the second baseman tries to make the catch, and I can, but never did. So 2 mistakes by Rancho. Wyand's balls are dropped twice, and she finds a way to reach first and second. 1 out, and the most dangerous hitter on Petaluma up. In a massive spot here, trying to give Petaluma the lead in the top of the 6th. Smith fouls it off. Headed to St. Mary's in Moraga next year, Division I softball school. Continue her softball career and follow a long lineage of Petaluma players to add to Division I softball. She'll be the 28th player under Kurt Janstow's 21 years with this program to go to any college, and most of them have been Division I. Smith takes outside. This 4-year varsity senior has seen just about it all. She's patient, but she's in one of the biggest at-bats of her career. And Drake steps out, trying to slow things down here and take her time. Knowing the importance of this one, Rancho could lose their 1 seed with a loss if they win out, and they're probably pretty confident in the MBL tournament. They're going to be the number 1 seed almost certainly. Bobbled at second, the throw is made, and Smith is out. Runners advance to second and third. So 2 down, the sac fly is not in play, but the runners do advance, and it puts senior Kylie Pate in a massive spot and an opportunity to give Petaluma the lead. Oh my goodness. Kaylee Drake has a conversation with her catcher about this one. Pate struck out both times against Drake today. She hasn't been able to handle the heat of the star ace for the Cougars. Is this the time that Pate connects? The senior, also the point guard on the varsity basketball team. Such a strong and poised leader. The Wyand twins at second and third. Drake looks into the pitch. Caught the inside of the zone. When Drake is focused, pinpoint control, and she has more power as a softball pitcher than any other pitcher in Sonoma County. Pate just fouls it off, but now in the hole 0-2, and she's already struck out twice. Is that in the back of her head? She's got to wipe the memory, short-term memory loss, and focus on this pitch. Any ball that falls should score Wyand from third. That misses outside, 1-2. 123rd inning that Drake has pitched this season. She has been the workhorse for Rancho. Looking in on the 1-2. Swing and a miss, Pate strikes out, and the thread ends. A key error by Rancho looked like it might cost them, but Smith and Pate unable to come through with a key hit. And we move on to the bottom of the 6th here from M Park. Friday Night Lights still all tied up at 1. So one down quickly as we were transitioning here to the bottom of the sixth, and a quick one out. O'Keefe is in a rhythm. 6 in a row retired for her, and she's by far in her best rhythm of the day after working her first 1-2-3 inning last inning. What a job she has done through everything she has been through, but got her tune-up yesterday against Justin Sienna, and now she's in a rhythm. Big swing and a miss. She faces Kayla Nixon, who's 1 for 2 today. Nixon, the unique kind of running up style when she's hitting. Get a little bit more power on it and get the first a lot quicker too. You're already headed down the first baseline when you're swinging. Takes high, 2-1. Chandler Mevis, star senior last year for Petaluma, is now at West Georgia. Similar style on many of her at-bats. That is fouled off the fence. 2-2. Rancho has only lost twice all season long. All the way back in February. Petaluma trying to change that tonight. And it hits her. Ran into her hand. And a runner is on here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. And O'Keefe will have to work out of trouble. And Kurt Jenstow, is he making a change? Looked like he gestured. O'Keefe will hand the ball to Bless, so her night is done. Interesting decision by manager Kurt Jenstow, but I guess at this point, any sign of trouble, he wanted to transition to Rachel Bless, the other pitcher for Petaluma, who pitched 1 shaky inning yesterday, but started on both Tuesday and Wednesday as well, and pitched complete games when O'Keefe wasn't available. So pitching change, Bless in, O'Keefe out, 1 runner on, bottom 6 here, Rancho, Petaluma. So Bless getting ready to go here. So he'll have to work out a little trouble. O'Keefe really looked like she'd been pitching better over the course of this game, which was kind of why I was surprised, even with the hit batter. Manager Kurt Janstow decided to make the move, but in 18 years, a dozen league titles, and a couple NCS pennants, he knows what he's doing. He's seen it all. Well, I don't know, and I don't think a player's parents ever died before. So certainly dealing with all that might have been something he's never dealt with, but his team is stuck together and bonded together. They're going to throw down to second in case there was a steal, but doesn't happen. So 1-0. Bless has had an exceptional year pitching, statistically better than O'Keefe, the 3.23 ERA, and she's 9-1 overall in 16 appearances. That ball's low, gets away from Wyan. The throw down to second, not in time. O'Keefe has taken Bless's spot at short. They just switched there. Now a runner in scoring position and an opportunity for Rancho.
Not my hand. That's what I feel when I hear
Bless, 27 strikeouts to 21 walks and 62 innings pitched. Another bunt attempted to be laid down, but foul. 2-1, still another strike to work with here, though. An opportunity for the junior first baseman, Akin, to advance the runner to third with, oh, it would be 2 outs, but still an advantage. She takes outside. No, it's apparently a strike. 2-2. Bless, the sophomore, pitched last year with O'Keefe. O'Keefe pitched a complete game, though, last year in this Friday Night Lights game. Swing and a miss down low, and a big strikeout for Bless as Akin strikes out. 2 down. Here comes Tatum Torina. She's had a big night. She's been the best batter for Rancho over the course of the evening. It's haven't been easy to come by. Base runners have definitely been a thing. Both pitchers have worked out of trouble, though. Ground ball to second. It will get by the runner. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. The Cougars take the lead. Throw back to second. Flies into center field. It's an RBI base hit, and Rancho has taken the lead 2-1.
Good job. Griffin. Good job.
Is that correct?
Griffin, are you sagging?
A big hit for the Cougars, and Montorina's exceptional night continues. She comes through again on an RBI single up the middle, and any batter that got on you knew was going to be important. Both coaches have treated each base runner with precious intensity, knowing the importance. And it's slotted just by Pate at second. The advanced base, the stolen base, was big. 1-0. Petaluma wants to limit this to 1 run. All they need then would be 1 against Drake in the bottom half. Bounces back to Bless. Side is retired, but Rancho gets 1 run, and Petaluma must answer in the top of the 7th, or they will fall to Rancho Cotate. 2-1 as we head into the 7th. All right, here we go. Top 7. Can the Trojans scrape across another run off Kaylee Drake? They came close last inning, had runners at 2nd and 3rd. But Smith couldn't come through with a hit, nor could Pate. Now the bottom of the order will need to do something. Cami Ayers digging in. Takes low, 1-1. Drake so stout all year long. Trying to get a massive victory for Rancho and would probably clinch them the #1 seed in NCS Division II. These teams could meet again in the later stage at NCS. Ground ball up the middle, and it will roll through the middle for a base hit. The Trojans are in business. And I'm sorry, it was O'Keefe, not Ayers. Mandy O'Keefe lines the base hit up the middle. Take it out as pitcher, not happy about it. Oh, well, she'll do the business with the bat. 23rd hit of the year for O'Keefe. Will Kirk Jansdale go with the bunt stolen base approach? Or does he just have his batters swing away now? They'd love to get 2, obviously. They will try to lay down the bunt. It's a good one. They get the out at first. Throw to second to check on O'Keefe. She's safely to second. Pretty good runner. Should be able to score on a decently hit base hit, though all the arms in the outfield are good for Rancho. Ayers does her job, and Teresa McGoffney, who's been designated hitting today, not a big name for Petaluma. The junior, 2 years at JV. What a moment she's placed in now. Try to do something, at least advance the runner, if nothing else, would be the goal. All the practice you've done since January paying off for a moment like this. The 0-1 from the junior pitcher, Kaylee Drake. She's kept Petaluma off balance all day. Misses high. 1-1 on McGoffney, who's hitting .385, 10 hits, 2 runs and 6 RBIs, a .421 on base percentage. She had 2 RBIs against Sonoma on Tuesday. Big swing and a miss. She's been hitting well, though. That's why she's in the lineup for manager Kurt Janstow. So Bell, who's playing left, in for her fielding. 1-2. You want to try to get something in play, if nothing else. Drake struck out a lot. I don't have a number, but I know it's a lot. Just misses high. Drake thought she had it. The Rancho fans thought she had it. The Cougar dugouts ran out of energy. They're struggling to make noise now. They were loud early. The tension is palpable in the thick Friday night air. It's a cold Friday night air at that, too. Popped up in the sky. It's not an easy play. The catch is made. Here comes the tag. Gotta hurry. Got her. What a throw, and the ball game is over. O'Keefe thrown out at third, and the Trojans fall to Rancho once again in heartbreaking fashion. Risky play to have O'Keefe tag, and we talked about the good arms in the outfield, and the Cougars come through. Final score here tonight from M Park. A classic Friday Night Lights affair, well played between these two. and we just have to hope that they'll meet in the NCS championship game again, and Petaluma can have one last shot at Rancho. Final score, Rancho Cotate 2, Petaluma 1. Interviews coming up next as the Trojans fall on Friday Night Lights here at M Park. Andy O'Keefe after Petaluma falls in a heartbreaker to Rancho. Guys have played them 3 times, losing by 1 run all 3 times. What do you guys learn and take away from a game like this?
We all have to like work together, and it's a close game. They're a good team, so really it just like brings out like our weakness, and we always fix it, and each time we've played them it's gotten better. So yeah. You had a very impressive pitching performance out there today against a really talented Rancho team. What was your approach coming into a massive game like this? I don't really know. I kind of just like go into it. I got my teammates, so I like trust we can make the outs, and yeah, it ends up good. Obviously, you've been through a lot the last couple weeks. How have you been able to use that and refocus it on the softball diamond for success? I have my sister on the team, and my friends come out and watch, so it helps a lot, and just my teammates, yeah. You guys could see Rancho Cotate again in NCS. If you do see them again, you've been so close. What do you think would be the difference this time to being able to pull out a victory against them? We have to like work on our hitting like situations, I guess, because the pitcher who we faced every time, she can really curve the ball, so we just have to focus, and I think we can beat them. Thank you so much, Mandy. Manager Kurt Janstow after Petaluma falls in a narrow one to Rancho. You're saying it's a great game. Just kind of your thoughts after this one.
It's just 2 good teams playing each other. They're number 1 in Division II, and we're number 3, and they caught us again 2-1. Just 2 good teams playing a great softball game.
It has been all 3 times by 1 run. Is there one thing that you look at or one change that you think the team needs to make to finally be able to get over the hump against them?
No, it's just they're good and we're good, and they've got a couple of breaks. That last play could have went either way. We thought it might have been obstruction on the third baseman, but the umpire didn't see it that way, and we came on the short end of we came out on the short end this time.
Team has been through a lot the last week or so, yet they had 4 games in 4 days and played well, I think, in all of them. How were you able to bring this team together, and how did they use what they went through last week to play this week?
Well, one thing about this team, we never give up. As you've seen today, it was a great softball game. We fought back and had a chance to tie it up in the last inning, and they just keep fighting. They're a good team. I mean, we're a good team, and we just keep fighting until the last out, and today we came up and out short. Obviously, Mandy and Mallory have been through a lot. Mandy came out and pitched a really remarkable game today. What's it been like from the coaching perspective, kind of watching this team? Well, we've been kind of letting the girls, Mandy and Mel, let us know what they need to do. Mandy was getting really tired. She was getting sore a little bit. So we moved to Rachel, and Rachel's one of our best pitchers. And, it just happened. They got the key base hit, and we didn't. And, Mandy pitched well, and we played well behind her and came out on the short end. Now we have to wait until American Canyon on Monday and Vintage on Tuesday. Thank you so much, Kurt. Best of luck next week. Thank you. Well, a very good game tonight, as manager Kurt Janstow told me. 2 good teams, a tight battle, 2 good pitchers in Mandy O'Keefe and Kaylee Drake, and just what an effort by O'Keefe, everything she's been through, and she came out and really subdued the Cougars and made things hard, and it came down to a couple plays, couple clutch hits, and again Rancho with a little bit more experience once again able to come through. The 3rd time they've beaten them by 1 run. Maybe in NCS they'll get to meet again. Petaluma right on their tails in NCS. Should be interesting. American Canyon Vintage next week for Petaluma as they hope to take home a VVL title, and they'll have coverage of their NCS playoff run. They haven't won an NCS game in 5 years, so definitely hoping to do that. I want to thank everyone at Trojan Live once again. A fun softball broadcast from M Park, and the final time that I'm doing this Friday Night Lights game, 3rd year in a row. Always so much fun to come out here, and all the fans and the lights and softball under the lights on a Friday night. It's a special energy, special vibe between 2 rival teams, and this was a great way to finish it, this great game tonight. If you missed any of it, it's all up on our YouTube channel for prosperity. That's going to do it. I'm Griffin Epstein. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, the final score, Rancho Cotate 2, Petaluma 1. Good night from Rohnert Park.